Hello, Marta. Welcome. Thanks for joining me today for Jolt and Bolt. Jolt and Bolt, a conversation to get you motivated and moving. So, just some little videos on our website that will get our audience out there some new information. So, thanks again for joining me. I'm Suzanne Stianchi, a board member with the Lehigh Valley chapter of the American Advertising Federation. So, Marta, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and then tell us, how do you take your coffee?
I will do that. Okay, I am Marta Countess. I am the president of Countess Communications. We are a video production company based in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And we do a lot of corporate video. We do a lot of storytelling is really our thing. So I don't know how much you want me to get into how I got here, but we can do that down the road. But obviously known the ad club for a long, long time, known you for a long time and worked in a lot of different things with you. So thank you for having me. I look forward to the chat. And I do take coffee. You asked me that. I am a coffee drinker. I'm a cold brew drinker most of the time. I like black cold brew, but I can be swayed to do a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte in season. So I'm not a big sweet coffee girl, but I'm a black coffee drinker most of the time.
All right, thanks, Marta. Pumpkin is one of my favorite too.
Good
Um,
stuff.
all right, so how about telling us? I know you said you've seen a rise in COVID-friendly video production for your company. Can you tell us what you're doing?
Well, I'll tell you, it's interesting because I came up through news. So, news people tend to run toward fires or plane crashes or whatever by nature. So when COVID, started to make the news in the spring, we got a call from a longtime client, one of the hospitals, and they said, our crew is scared and they don't want to go to an assignment. Will you guys go? Well, of course we will because we're idiots and, we've got that news background. We're like, yeah, let's run into the fire. And so we found ourselves on the first day of the shutdown at a mobile testing site without a mask. We were running around like crazy people, like shooting video into cars with people getting nasal swabs. We didn't get the whole thing. So COVID started out with a bang for one of the local hospital systems, and that money we just kept cutting pieces out of it, because it was one of those things that the messaging just took off and we had it all. So that project really kind of shepherded us into COVID. And then there was quiet time because we were all, hunkered down. We got caught up on editing and all of that stuff. And then about the time the area went yellow, people started to realize, wait a minute, we can't network. There's no way we can have groups of 50 people going to an event. And that's how a lot of the nonprofits, a lot of the businesses that we tell stories for, get the word out and get their money out and, get the fundraising going. So they were all kind of faced with, oh my gosh, how are we going to get our message out to the world? So that's where video came in. Suddenly we were, we worked with Arts Quest for a long time. I'll share a little story. And we've been shooting Arts Quest and Music Fest literally for 4 or 5 years now. And we've got archive video, like crazy. And, that we've been shooting tourism videos with Discover Lehigh Valley for years and years. So we've got a very vast archive of things that happened in the Lehigh Valley that couldn't happen because of COVID. So when Arts Quest said, okay, we're going to go virtual, we've been a video partner forever. They're like, hey, can you help us do some video? We ended up doing 50 videos for what became Virtual Music Fest in August. Service Electric did the live stuff. We did a lot of the taping with dignitaries and supporters of Arts Quest so they could share their Music Fest memories as a fundraiser. And cool enough, they're still using those videos. They put out one a week as a reminder, hey, Arts Quest is still here and still needs your money. So that was the beginning. By June, we were back up and running with 50 videos, and it was a little daunting. Out of that came Lehigh Valley Economic Development Corporation, saw how we did it. We were socially distant, we were masked, we were swabbing the decks between people. And they reached out and said, hey, there are all these new CEOs around the Lehigh Valley. We want to introduce them, but we can't have an event. How about you guys do that same kind of thing you did for Arts Quest for us? So we did a series of 10 videos with brand new CEOs, some from Crayola, B. Braun, big names around here that couldn't get out and meet and greet people. So our socially distant, masked up, gloved up crew, sat in a room distant from them and shot that. And that's gone haywire in a very positive way for LVEDC. They just finished releasing the series of 10, and they've ordered up a new series for 2021. So it's always cool to have that on the books. And Discover Lehigh Valley's done the same thing. They couldn't have their event, so they did a virtual event, and we did some video for them. So that's been on the business side. But COVID's created this vacuum to let people realize that video has a place in storytelling, and it's really exciting. So I'll take a breath and let you ask another question.
Well, that's really exciting. All of those great projects. I've seen a bunch of them, so now I'll be looking for more.
Good.
Yeah. So obviously storytelling is really important right now because we live in a virtual world until this pandemic is behind us. So
Right.
speaking of post-pandemic, like what do you think? What are your thoughts about the use of video? Like, do you think what do you think you'll see down the road?
Well, selfishly, I hope that everyone has finally figured video out. So, many of your ad club members that are video and others outside of the ad club that do video, we've always had this conversation amongst ourselves because, it's a collaborative, creative environment. And it's always, and I hate to be negative, but the Lehigh Valley never kind of got video. Philly gets it, New York gets it. They know the value of it. They know that it's, there's a lot that goes into it. But here in the Valley for a very long time, people were just happy to have a video. They didn't care if it was a good video. They just wanted a video. That could be your iPhone, that could be anything, and we always, amongst the professionals in this area, always thought that was sort of sad, and we wanted to try to educate more. I hope the pandemic's done that. So I do think the future is bright in terms of people realizing, ooh, there's good video, and then there's the phone, which has its advantage on certain occasions. And I hope that is sustained once we're back to whatever normal looks like. So I really do think maybe we've educated people to have a better eye. Because, even if you've done a virtual event, Suzanne, I know you guys have done it at Lehigh Valley, Penn State, or Penn State Lehigh Valley. The good virtual events versus the bad virtual events, and when you see one, it. I'm hoping that is sustained with video as well, now that we've had a chance to kind of have at it for a little while and have a captive audience, if you will.
Yeah, I hope that's the case. That's a good thing. So one last question for you. How about telling us what's keeping you motivated right now?
Well, I asked my husband that question because he's our creative director. And I was like, we used to laugh and tell people that, motivated but to pay the mortgage. That was a long time ago. We remain motivated to pay the mortgage for absolutely. And I'm really grateful that we've stayed healthy during this because we have been out in the world. We have been out there meeting those 50 people, meeting the chair people, but we've done it safely. And I think that shows you masks work. So keep wearing your masks. So that's all good. I really am motivated by the fact that, we've been able to build real relationships. Some of those people like Arts Quest and Discover Lehigh Valley have come back to us. We've made friends, so I am motivated by the fact that I think we've educated. And more importantly, I think, those relationships we've built with people now have come back and they realize, oh, I want to work with them again when things are normal again. And I certainly, for obvious reasons, I want to tell their story. So I hope that is sustained beyond Zoom-arama, that we've been living in.
Yeah, certainly beyond the Zoom world.
No offense, the Zoom is fine, but I'm kind of zoomed out. So I think most of us are.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for participating in this episode of Jolt and Bolt. And keep safe, and we'll wear our masks, and we'll wait for our in-person networking to come around again.
I am looking forward to that, but it was nice to see you on Zoom anyway.
Thank you.